Hey, DJs, let's talk about Odds Jam. Developed by Stanford engineers, Odds Jam is an innovative solution designed to identify odds that make you the winner every single time. They have the fastest real-time data to spot discrepancies between different sports books and help users place risk-free bets. Yeah, I said it, risk-free bets. Profits average 3% every day, which adds up to big earnings. There's no catch, just the smartest betting software on the market. Beat the book every time with Odds Jam.
Absolute sports betting degeneracy.
Hey everybody, Arch here, and it is Friday. Max, what's happening?
If there is one thing that Thursday night football just put the fucking absolute stamp on, is stay away from the KOD. Or bet, or just again, like bet the fucking mortgage on the team that we kiss of death. Once again, the KOD strikes, and in glorious fashion. I will get to that after Panther says hi.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about that game. First off, thanks to the DJs, thanks to you guys for waiting 10 minutes. Strong winds across Nebraska killed my fuel mileage. Had to make an unscheduled pit stop. So got my fuel ready to go, and we need to talk about KOD and some other Thursday night football Green Bay Packers stuff. What do you think?
I'm sorry, Packers. Like really, like I absolutely shit on you yesterday and say that, you know, you're not a special team and that you didn't have a signature win. Well, congrats, you got your signature win. Hell of a fucking ball game by the Green Bay Packers yesterday. You know, just really, I like their defense. Their defense showed up. They make the key stops when they have to. And they played Arizona. They game planned so fucking well, right, Panther?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about pre-show. The game plan that they came in with, knowing Rodgers didn't have any of his weapons. I mean, he had Aaron Jones. They threw the ball a lot to running backs. Randall Cobb only caught 3 passes for like 19 yards, but 2 of those were touchdowns. The defensive game plan and the offensive game plan, you go look at the stats. Arizona had the ball like 20 minutes the entire game. They just never had the ball. Green Bay put together a game plan and worked it to perfection.
I don't have much to add on this game. Yeah, it was brutal. Cardinals were never in rhythm. Packers certainly were. It was interesting. We were watching the score doing the college football show last night. Just like, oh boy, it's not looking good.
Yeah, I again, like I give full credit to the Packers and how they prepared for this game, and they executed really well. And I think this is the game that they needed to win. So maybe it is, you know, listen, I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks did it last year, right? Where they kind of fucking just slept walk in the regular season and then went, you know, waltzed into the fucking championship. Maybe this is it. Maybe they're not fucking going all out in the regular season like they had been in previous years, and they're the sleeper. Who fucking knows? Like they're going to be the team that, you know, probably quietly wins like 12, 13 games. No one fucking blinks an eye. And I was really impressed by them yesterday. The first time I've been impressed by the Packers in probably like 5-6 seasons. I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, even when Aaron Rodgers was doing his MVP thing and they're winning these games, they weren't beating anybody. I mean, when you get to play the fucking Bears and the goddamn Lions all the time, and then Kirk the fucking jerk in Minnesota, you know, it's hard to get excited. It's hard to get excited about a Packers team, and then the undefeated team, you go in on a short week and you beat them, and you beat them well. So, I mean, again, I'm stunned. I really am. I'm going to have to look at the Packers in a different light.
I don't share the hatred at all that Max has had for the Packers. You look at what they've done over the last couple of years, 2 NFC championship games, and now they're, 7-1 now? 6-1, 7-1 already this season? Like, they've got a proven track record of success. I got to imagine over those 40-plus games that they've played, they've beaten a few somebodies, but they do play in a
Green Bay a frauds jersey for nothing. Like, I mean, there's a reason for this, right? There's a reason that we've been calling them the frauds for the last few seasons. They're getting wins against shitty teams. Like this, I'm admitting this is finally like a good win for them. That Bengals win's not even a good win for them. They fucking. I mean, come on. I mean, the Bengals are one of the hottest teams in football. And they shouldn't have beat the goddamn Bengals. This was a quality fucking win, finally.
I'm not so sure you can take one game and throw away your data, though, Max. If your data was pointing you in a certain direction, a sample size of one game probably shouldn't throw you off your data too hard.
I'm not saying throw me off the data. I think it's going to make me look at this and realize that maybe they can step up for the big games. I had this as a 10-point loss yesterday. Like, and again, I'm not going to like just throw out all this data on Green Bay, but I think you have to start wondering, like, oh shit, maybe they're fucking just, again, doing the bare minimum in the regular season, getting their wins, and then they're going to go all out in the playoffs.
Let's not overreact just on the Green Bay side, too, though. Arizona has been lucky. They've gotten some lucky wins. They get some lucky bounces, some Hail Marys, and not just this year, last year. We didn't think they were going to go undefeated. Nobody thought that. But Arizona, Hopkins was banged up. They have their own little issues here. But look, we got to tip our hat to Green Bay. They game planned the fuck out of that thing, and they put together a masterpiece.
They did. Good job. It was a great game plan. All right. Any more crow you want to eat there, Max?
No, I'm not going to eat any more crow, but I just saw that apparently Roger Goodell has been paid nearly $128 million the last 2 seasons.
Did you what? Hide under your desk?
Listen, I have a pretty sizable desk. I think I can fit under here. I'll take $128 million for that.
Oh my God.
Maybe put a pillow under there, little bed under this desk. That's probably it, right? He's got a little bed under there, you know.
Probably, man. That is money for nothing. Money for nothing.
Yeah.
Good for him. The reality as fans is we don't like Goodell and what he's done with the rules and some of the other shit. But I think from the owner's standpoint, the reason he's getting paid this money is because of the sponsorships and the money he is bringing to the table. Hell, this $128 million could be just straight commission. For all we know, the NFL gets paid buku bucks on their TV contracts and their sponsorship deals.
I think it just goes to the fact that they haven't been a fucking lockout or a strike. I mean, we're facing one in baseball, right? I mean, that's more than likely going to happen in baseball. I don't think we talked about it the other day, but it's all signs are indicating that there's going to be a lockout in baseball. And for all the shit that Goodell has done to tampering with his league, there's been labor peace, and I guess that's what he's being paid for, is to fucking, somehow avoid a strike. So congrats. I'm glad that I saw that on a fucking Friday that you're getting paid that much money for being a piece of shit.
You get the keys from Tagliabue, who was the hell of a commissioner, and just didn't break it. Good job. You didn't fuck up.
That's it. Right. Sometimes that's a reward worth keeping, right? I mean, you don't fuck up.
You didn't Bud Selig the thing.
Bud Selig brought baseball back from the strike, though. I mean, like, we can talk shit on Selig all we want, but he looked the other way during the steroid era because he knew it was good for fans to get excited again after the strike.
It's a fair point.
Oh, you had to look the other way.
Yeah.
Sosa and McGuire and that whole thing really saved baseball, because wasn't that like the year after the strike? It happened almost immediately.
Almost immediately, yep. And then, Bonds and his flaxseed was getting, people watching. There's a rule in baseball that, like, when people have a bad taste in their mouth, they just find ways to kick up the offense. It happened with the Black Sox scandal, and then Babe Ruth showed up and just got everybody loving baseball again.
Take away the sticky tack.
Yeah. It's just they just want offensive increases. All right.
Speaking of baseball, we got a baseball game tonight, right?
We do.
Okay.
Let's see here. There it is. Houston's in Atlanta.
Yeah, listen, I'm really not going to lie when I say that this was a very hard game to pick. Evenly matched series, evenly matched teams. When I think that the Braves have the pitching edge, I look at Houston's stats, and over the last 7 days, their ERA is 2.67 compared to the Braves 3.81. Their WHIP 1.04 compared to the Braves 1.12. So Houston, their pitching is stepping up when it needs to. They've got the bats. We know they've got the bats. Looking at the starting pitching matchup today, it's very interesting. You get Garcia facing off against Anderson. We kind of expected Greinke to get this Game 3 start, but it seems like even Houston is afraid of him melting down in a big moment. So I don't know if we'll see Greinke in this series at all, or if he's going to be the Game 4 guy. Garcia did not pitch well for a couple of games, but then he got things together in that Red Sox series. He looked really good in that Red Sox series. Anderson, all three of his postseason games, he's looked very strong. The whole month, the last month or so, he's been really good. So I think it's going to be a pretty good starting matchup for this game. Like I said, evenly matched. Bullpen and bats, evenly matched, which makes me think that I guess the value is on the plus line with Houston, but I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to bet the home team today. I just think a little bit more value in Atlanta, just showing up in front of their home crowd. World Series game. That place is going to be fucking insane. So, a $10 bet on the Braves.
Yeah, when you're looking at the pitching matchup, I'm almost throwing Garcia in the Framber Valdez section because take away his last game. Well, you can't take away the last game. He pitched really well his last game against the Sox, but the previous 3 games before that, 4 home runs, 16 earned runs. He was getting absolutely shellacked. I think the Braves do have the pitching edge here, and I do like the Braves at home. But one of the things I've been tracking since the championship series for both these teams is their games haven't been close. The series maybe have been kind of close, but the games themselves have not been close. So I'm actually going to do something I flirted with during the regular season. I'm going to do it today. I'm going to bet alternate run line both sides, -1.5 on Houston gives me +157, -1.5 on the Braves gives me +178. I just need this to not be a one-run game.
Okay, I got you. I got you in there. 157 and 177. All right, run line on both sides. It's so hard to project because these guys are so evenly matched. I agree with Max's statement, but I disagree with his conclusion. I think the value is on the plus line. I'm looking at the Astros getting +107 over a win there, Max. So I'm going to need your help. I want to throw $10 on the Astros, +107.
All right, we'll do. I'll actually have to leave my house today because I'm not going into the office. I'll do it for you.
There's probably an app you can fire.
There is an app. Yes, I can just do it right from the comfort of my home. Yes. Listen, again, I it's tough. It's either take the plus line or take the home team. I keep thinking of that statement. You can't look like a bitch in front of your home crowd. Mm-hmm. This is the first World Series game in Atlanta in how fucking long? This is a big fucking game for them. They got the All-Star game taken away from them. This is the goddamn World Series, though. I can't imagine them losing this one in front of their home crowd. But yeah, it's a coin flip.
Now Manfred hasn't moved.
Take the money.
Manfred hasn't moved it to Colorado. He hasn't said the Braves have to play.
He is not. No,
Okay,
which would be fun. Imagine a whole World Series being played in Colorado, neutral field.
Neutral field in November. Yeah, that would be a hoot.
In November.
Yeah,
Colorado. Oh Christ! Take a break. Right.
Yep.
What are we going to talk about? Let's talk about DGen gear. There will not be any bubble champs this year. There's actually going to be real fucking champions. Guys, I'm excited about a World Series champion that wasn't won in a bubble. Fuck you, Dodgers. You can celebrate the bubble champs, though, by buying our gear over at absolutedegeneracy.com. Click on the little DGen shop icon. Buy our gear. Keep the lights on around here and go full DGen.
NBA, what do you got?
I just love that we can do a commercial read and I can say, fuck you, Dodgers, in it, and it's fine,
Sports betting's not legal in California. What do we care?
Yeah, I don't fucking care. NBA.
Once it is legal, though, you're going to have to shut the fuck up from that Dodger shit.
Oh, yeah. No, Dodgers would be the greatest team ever. I love it.
I love Mary Hart.
Yeah. Oh, man. Kershaw, stand-up guy. Charlotte at Miami Hornets, man. They started the season with a heavy road schedule. It's going to be their 4th road game in 6 games. Their previous 3 road games, all wins. So we know it's tough to go into Miami and get a win. So I'm not predicting a money line here on the Hornets, but I do think they're going to keep it close. Very well-balanced team. I think they can match up Miami very well. Plumlee gets out of Bayou, fun matchup. Bridges matches up really well with Butler. Ball, I think, he's going to frustrate Lowry out there. He's a little bit faster, a little bit quicker. So I think he's going to a really good matchup here. So you're telling me, what is a 6? Miami's going to cover 6.5. Miami should win this one. I don't know if they quite cover it. $10 bet on the Hornets.
Wow, it's getting worse because I saw this line at like 5.5 early this morning. So there's a little movement there on the Miami Heat, a team that we're really not talking about. They're playing incredibly well. Harken back to that bitch slapping they gave the Bucks just a few days ago. They're really good at home. We've talked about Miami Heat and how they play at home the last couple of years. I think Miami gets the win here, but they're starting to get a little bit out of my range. 6.5. That just seems like a little aggressive. So I'm leaning Miami, but this was a no play for me.
Yeah, I'm going to lean Miami in this one. Maybe when it was the 5.5, like 5 minutes ago, I would have bet it, but now it's 6.5. Nah, I'm off it. I don't like it.
All right, last game up for me. Let's talk Cleveland at Los Angeles. You know, they after blowing that huge lead to the Thunder the other night, Lakers, they need to regroup. This is a much needed win for them. So far, I mean, it's early in the season. The Westbrook experiment has not looked great. Who could have saw that coming? Who could have said that Westbrook on the Lakers was not going to be a great idea? Again, season's early. Maybe they figure it out. But you're adding into the mix right now, injury to LeBron, Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis fighting on the fucking sideline. You know, I mean, come on. He's a goddamn mess. Coach, Frank Vogel's got to fucking get this shit in order. And I think they should be able to right the ship and get a win today with Cleveland in town, but I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. In the offseason, you heard Colin Sexton saying that he was done with the Cavs. Well, he's still with the Cavs, and he's playing good basketball. We mentioned the rebounding. Jarrett Allen turning into a fucking star right before our eyes. Yeah, veteran leadership. Ricky Rubio he's leading the league and leading the team in assists. He's just providing that leadership. Kevin Love, whatever you're getting from him, whenever he feels like playing, you're getting something out of him too. Highly competitive team, which makes me say it's too many points for the Lakers. $10 bet on Cleveland.
Yeah, as much as I love the Cleveland rebounding aspect, going against the Lakers with Anthony Davis, assuming he suits up. They also got who am I missing here? DeAndre Jordan and somebody else on the team. They're pretty deep at bigs. But this 8.5, it just screams to me one of two things. Either Vegas is completely disrespecting the Cavaliers, who I'm really starting to like, or LeBron James is actually going to suit up and play this game, which it might be the latter, considering we've seen Russell Westbrook turn the ball over 19 times in the last 2 games. It's otherworldly what this guy is doing with the Rock. I'm in complete agreement with Max here. I'm going to lay $10 on those Cavaliers and bet Cleveland.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to lean Cleveland in this one. I don't have, I have the Lakers winning. I have the Lakers winning all the time, just not by 8.5. But I'm not getting what I want. So thankfully, I'm avoiding the kiss of death here and just leaning the Cavs.
I just don't know if LeBron's going to have time for this game. He's too busy being a TV critic, So I mean, he's got to do his little write-ups about Squid Game. I don't think he's got the time. He's drinking wine and watching Squid Game, and that's it. He can't be basketball. What's that mean to him? He's
Has he turned into a wine mom? He's close.
I think so,
drinking
man.
Watching
Netflix and drinking wine. I don't know if you saw that, dude. Pretty awesome. He set up like a backyard theater for Halloween for his kid. Pretty badass. Anyway, that's it for me. No more NBA for me.
I got 2 more I want to look at. Let's start with the Sacramento Kings at the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm still trying to find my way with this Pelican team. Without Zion, I'm not exactly sure what to expect from them, but I think we know who Sacramento is, and I think they're better than a New Orleans team, even though they're on the road. I think the Kings can cover the 2 points, so I'm going to put $10 on Sacramento.
Yeah, I like Sacramento here. This is a team that last season they showed promise and then kind of squandered it. This year, I think they're trying to get to that next level. I have them winning this game by 3 points, so they should win, they should cover, but only a lean on the Kings for me. Man,
I have this one so close. Oh, so close. A point, maybe less. So with that, I'm just going to roll the dice here. Pelicans are catching a plus 118 money line. I think that's it. I think they have much more than a 45% chance to win the game. So I'll put $10 on the money line for the Pelicans.
All right, let's try one more then. 2 teams that just played like 4 days ago. The Clippers at the Blazers. And the Clippers actually just took Portland out to the woodshed and beat the snot out by 30 points. They saw that coming. I don't think they can repeat that performance, particularly on the road at Portland. I don't trust this Trailblazer team, but I'm going to trust them tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on which Portland team shows up, right? I mean, this is the definition of a bipolar team. They come out and they can win by fucking 30 points, beat the shit out of the Suns, or lose by 30 points. It's a really bizarre team, unpredictable so far early in the season. I'm gonna actually lean the Clippers getting those points. I got this as another close one. I got Portland only winning by 1. So tough for me to pick a side here. So just a lean on LA.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean LA in this one. I have them covering this most of the time, but not enough confidence to bet this one. You back?
That is all the NBA. Yep, that's all the NBA for me.
All right, I want to look at Dallas going to Denver. I like this a lot more at 1.5, but I think I can still get 2. Yeah, I can. I think Denver wins by about 5 points. So Denver at home, giving up -2. That's okay. $10 on the Nuggets.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite side. I got Dallas winning this one by about 3 points. So I mean, technically getting the point, I probably should be betting Dallas. I don't trust Dallas on the road. I don't know. Same thing. This Denver team's a little weird too.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on some of these teams to see a little bit more on them. Dallas and Denver are 2 mysteries to me as well. Lean on the Stars, Cowboys, Mavs. That's who they are, Mavs.
I don't think you're going to get any information from Denver tonight because Nikola Jokic is on my fantasy team. I track his health. It is very likely he does not suit up and play tonight. He got banged up pretty hard in the last game, left that game. I don't anticipate him playing, which is probably why the line is the way it is. I'm going to lean Dallas, but it's a no play for me.
All right. That's all I have. Everything else kind of shifted outside of my comfort zone, Max. So I guess we can shoot over to the ice, unless you have any CFL plays you want.
I got like 5 CFL plays.
On 2 games, yeah. That's good.
Well, I mean, it's 2 spreads, 2 totals, and a parlay.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know how. NHL on this Friday. Not much I like today. I mean, listen, you could eat the chalk in Carolina, and I'm sure someone actually might eat the chalk in Carolina. Rangers, too chalky for me. In fact, like I can't explain that one with all the fucking line movement, and that is just a weird one. Washington, yeah, why not, right? Washington minus 300 something. Which leaves me with the Ottawa Senators going to the Dallas Stars. Senators are not one of the worst of the bad teams in the league. They beat Dallas in one of their wins this season already. When they lose, it seems like they're losing close games. It's not these blowouts. Goal differential, -4. Dallas's goal differential, -4. Senators, they get quality shots on goal. I like this plus line. I don't know if they can win this one. I think they can keep it close, maybe push it to overtime, sneak out the win. So value bet, $10 bet on the Senators.
2 mediocre teams that I think are still searching for their identity. Dallas is one of those teams that is not lights out at home. So there's probably is some value on Ottawa, but I've kind of been fading a lot of the Canadian teams. So I'll give you moral support, but not a game I was looking at.
It's a wild one. I can't, there's a bunch of games I can't make heads or tails of. You got to play Ottawa at the +168. There's no way Dallas has a 65% chance to win this game.
Yeah, that's my point. And it's funny too, is the Canadian thing is hit or miss. I mean, Calgary just went in and just beat the shit out of the fucking Penguins last night. So I'm looking at Calgary a little fucking differently. Edmonton, other than their loss the other night, they're playing really fucking well. So maybe it was the early season, like the really early season, but it seems like some of these Canadian teams are shaping up into form playing the U.S. teams. So we shall see if your theory holds out much longer, Panther.
It was bound to end. So I'll stay away from Canadian teams and take a look at the game you mentioned. The Blackhawks at Carolina. Carolina, I mean, I don't think there is such a thing as kryptonite when they're playing at home. They're so good. The Blackhawks have gotten off to a really rough start. If anything, I will tell you, -200 is a value play. Like we were talking pre-show, I probably would have taken this at -300. Carolina is going to win this game. I'll lay the the chalk and put $10 on the Hurricanes.
Yeah, again, like you're right. I'm leaning Carolina here. They should absolutely win. My issue is it's just a little bit too chalky for me on a team that's playing a back-to-back. It's early in the season, so I don't think there's going to be any impact to this team. They should have their full squad available to them. I just hate eating this much chalk on a back-to-back, even for a team like Carolina. You're right. They should win. A lean on the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I think it's a slam dunk. Carolina should win the game. In fact, I mean, it blows my mind that Washington's more favored to win their game than Carolina is. I think Carolina is probably the most likely team to win.
Not a bet. You betting with me?
Oh, I'll throw some money on hockey here and there. Yeah,
I like it. That's the only game I got. I'm with Max. I don't like a lot of the hockey.
We've got to talk about the Columbus Rangers game. We have to.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. What is going on here? Minus 152 was the open. It's down to minus 182 Rangers. Everything's screaming. It's like, take Columbus. Take Columbus with that plus line.
Uh-huh.
And then I just see all of the money hammering New York, and the fucking sportsbook's freaking the fuck out. They know something we don't. That's why I'm staying away from this one. Everything's saying is take Columbus with that plus line. Other than that line movement, that is just, it's terrifying.
That's where I was. Columbus, it seemed like the value play. They're way better than they were last year, playing more like they did in 2019. You love the plus line, but why? Why are the Rangers minus 182? It's something screaming, and I don't know what it's screaming, so I stayed away as well.
Yeah, it's weird. I just can't envision how the Rangers have a 65% chance to beat them. It's mind-boggling. So I don't know. Lay off it if the line just scares you that much, or bet Columbus. That's wild.
We were also talking. Sorry, you closed the board out, but maybe a little bit of value on Detroit at home.
What are they, plus 161?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of value with Detroit at home. I don't hate that Detroit team, but I just couldn't quite get there. Florida's a damn good team.
I definitely think if you're looking for value, Detroit at home is where it's at. Florida, like Carolina, unbeatable at home, but they have shown to have a little bit of weakness on the road. So if you're looking for a lottery ticket, I think that's the one for today.
I think your lottery ticket's Anaheim. I just fade Vegas. I mean, just take a shot and hope they fuck it up.
Panther, just bet Vegas, and then it cashes in every single time for Anaheim. Yeah.
Look, I'll do you all a favor right now. $1 on Vegas. I'll lose that dollar for everybody else.
I don't see how Vegas has a 70% chance to win that game.
They're starting to play better. Honestly, if you've watched them the last couple of games, Vegas is starting to play better. So maybe but I agree. Like, my metrics say that there's the implied probabilities on Anaheim in that one.
All right, we got a couple comments to bang through real quick. Lucky says, "Let's go Braves."
Oh, hey, Lucky's listening. Nice.
Lawrence wants us to know it's a high of 72 in Denver, my gents.
There you go. So World Series baseball in Denver tonight. There you go.
It wasn't 72 when I left. What the hell?
Per Max in his sleeper stance on a team just being quiet and winning the championships. That's how the Spurs always did it, besides the 2014 team. They definitely had a chip on their shoulders.
I'm not overreacting. I'm not going on the other side of the pendulum with Green Bay here. I'm not doing that, but just saying, like, that's what Milwaukee did last year in basketball. So maybe Milwaukee in football is going to try to replicate that.
Maybe the Green Bay is just going to be like a one step below the Buffalo Bills and just go to 3 or 4 NFC Championship games and lose them all.
Quite possibly. What did you send me in the what being Panther in Twitter about Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, what he his nightmares.
His nightmares, yeah.
I can pull. Jesus. I gotta find it.
Sorry, I put you on the spot. No, you don't. I mean, if we're about to close out the show, it was probably dumb of me to bring it up with fucking like 2 seconds left in the show. Maybe we'll show it tomorrow. Okay, you have it today.
That's what he sees in his nightmares. I'll tweet this picture out so you guys can see it. Just follow us on Twitter.
All right. Is that it?
That's it.
Download the DGens app. We have that for Android. We have that for iOS. Let us know what you think about our picks, your picks, anyone's picks. I guess you got to get another app. That is Twitter. Find us at Betting Absolute, as Arch mentioned. No matter where you listen to us at, Please highest rating, comment, subscribe, download, and listen to every single episode. Winds of Nebraska. Panther, take us home.
I'll take you home with another attempt at a Panther parlay. Let's try the Sacramento Kings, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and those Carolina Hurricanes. Put those three together and try for a Panther parlay. And you guys were hanging out on the website. Well, we're not really hanging on the website anymore. Hanging out on Facebook, hanging out mostly on Twitter. Give us a shout out. We'll shout right back. But most importantly, let us know what you did yesterday, what you're going to do today. But when it's all said and done, kids, it's all make some money, fools.
Information on this podcast may not be construed to offer any kind of investment advice or recommendations. Under no circumstances will the owners, operators, or guests of this podcast be held responsible for damages related to its contents.
Free shipping in continental U.S. only. See website for subscription offer details. Calling all partners. Losing weight is better together with Nutrisystem's new partner plan. It's so much easier when you do it together. You'll both get new premium meals with up to 30 grams of protein. They're big and filling and taste delicious. New skillet selections that go from pan to plate in minutes. And new restaurant faves that taste like your favorite restaurant meals, portioned at half the calories. Powered by the science of ProSync to help keep your blood sugar steady and you losing weight. Motivate each other, keep each other accountable, and reach your goals with Nutrisystem's partner plan. Just go to Nutrisystem.com/diet right now and get 50% off. You heard me right. Go to Nutrisystem.com/diet right now and get 50% off everything. Don't wait. This special offer will not last long. Just go to Nutrisystem.com/diet right now and get 50% off. Go to Nutrisystem.com/diet.